Hello, everybody. So I received both of these messages within the last week and took it as a sign from whoever that we need to discuss male ejaculation and is it normal if a guy doesn't ejaculate every time during sex. Today, we're going to discuss reasons why your partner may be struggling to ejaculate and when, and the warning signs that it's time to finally consult a doctor. So let's just address the elephant in the room right away. Is it normal for a man not to ejaculate during sex? Absolutely. Although it is definitely more common for a man to orgasm during sex than it is a woman, it does not mean that men don't fall victim to the exact same thing that women do, where you struggle to have an orgasm during sex. And the reasons why this is happening aren't that dissimilar either. So number one, if your partner is undergoing a lot of stress at work, guess what's going to happen? That mental stress turns into physical stress, and sometimes this manifests during sex and the ability to either get an erection and or ejaculate. If someone is undergoing a lot of stress at work or in their life and they're trying to have sex, it's very hard to get out of your head and actually sink into the feeling of what's happening, which can cause you not to ejaculate. There are also a lot of physical conditions and or medications that can prevent men from being able to finish during sex. So high blood pressure medicine, diabetes medicine, all can affect sexual performance. MS, nerve damage, any type of trauma that has happened to the prostate can cause a delay in ejaculation, no ejaculation whatsoever. Antidepressants can have a huge impact on your sex drive as well. And we've discussed this in the past. Any type of alcohol, any type of recreational drug use, all of these can affect your sexual performance. And like we discussed the other day when we were talking about sperm count, hormonal imbalances such as low testosterone can also be the cause of someone not being able to ejaculate. So there are a lot of reasons that this can be happening. If your partner is struggling to ejaculate once in a while, it's completely normal. But when does it go from normal to I need to consult a doctor? Here are 5 different ways to tell. If there is a sudden change in ejaculation frequency, so your partner went to ejaculating every single time and then all of a sudden can't ejaculate at all, no matter how hard you try, consult your doctor. During sex or during trying to ejaculate, they are feeling any pain, discomfort, shooting pains, go see a doctor. If you are struggling urinating or you've noticed that your urine flow has begun to weaken, go to the doctor. If you're on any of the medications I mentioned before and you've noticed a change in your ejaculation pattern, go consult your doctor. Go and do all of that and you're still struggling. It might not be a physical reason. It may be an emotional or traumatic or stress-related reason. So going to see a therapist and having someone to speak to about this could help clear that out. Now, if your partner has never ejaculated during sex, there is something called lifelong anejaculation. And they can live with this condition their entire life. However, if it starts to bother them or you as their partner, there are steps that they can take to start seeking this diagnosis. The first thing they need to do is they need to go see a doctor and get any physical or medical conditions ruled out as to why they're not able to ejaculate. You should go to your PCP, but also try to go see a specialist like a urologist so they can perform some tests as well. Now, if you go and see these people and all your tests come back clear and it's like there's no physical reason this could be happening, this is when you take the next step to start seeking a counselor and or a sex therapist that you could discuss this with to see if this is an emotional or traumatic trigger. Saying all that, I want to have a frank discussions about ejaculations and orgasms in general, because as a society, we are brought up to believe that every sexual occurrence should lead to either ejaculation or an orgasm. However, ejaculations and orgasms are 2 different things, just like they are with women, meaning a man can have an orgasm without ejaculating. I know, even though we tie them together, men can orgasm and not ejaculate, but when we don't see the cum, we don't think that they are enjoying themselves. That's not the truth. I've stated this before when we've spoken about prostate orgasms. Whenever you see the prostate stimulated in movies or TV, there's always ejaculation. Not always the case. Sometimes it's just a very intense full body orgasm. So remember, not every sexual occurrence needs to lead to ejaculation or an orgasm. You can have a really great time having sex and not have an orgasm. That's a fact. And going even one step further, there is something called retrograded ejaculation, where a man ejaculates, it's just no semen comes out. It actually goes back into them, into their bladder. And although it's fairly rare, it does exist, and there are a lot of physical conditions that do cause this. So if you go to the doctor, you could possibly find out that this is happening to your partner. And I know there's a lot of emotional impact that is tied to the idea that your partner is satisfied when they orgasm and or ejaculate. And so I know it feels personal when it doesn't happen with you, but sometimes it's literally not personal. They just are undergoing something that they need to work out. It has nothing to do with you. And I can understand how this can be frustrating for both partners, especially if one deems this as normal, I never ejaculate during sex, and the other partner believes that ejaculation means satisfaction. So this is where we need to sit down and have a non-judgmental, open conversation about this. The partner saying, hey, when you don't ejaculate, it's making me feel like you're not satisfied. And then your partner is going to reassure the shit out of you that it has nothing to do with you, that they love being with you. And as their partner, you should take that to heart and not make this about you. And I get it, sex feels so fucking personal. And to say don't take it personally is so much easier said than done. But sometimes you have to take a step back. And if your partner is saying, I love you, I love our sex life, everything feels great, I'm still enjoying myself, take what they are saying to heart.